Welcome to The Explainer. When you hear the name Warren Buffett, what's the first word that pops into your head? Investor, right? Of course. But today, we're not going to talk about stocks. We're going to uncover a hidden side of his genius that, honestly, might be even more impressive. His secrets to management.
Everybody knows him as the Oracle of Omaha, the world's greatest investor. But what if that famous title is actually selling him short? I know, it sounds a little crazy, but I was genuinely surprised when I saw the data, and I have a feeling you will be too.
Okay, so just take a look at these numbers. This is what really blew my mind. Between 1979 and 2007, the actual businesses he managed at Berkshire Hathaway, their income grew at over 21% a year. Now, his personal investments in that same time frame, just under 20%. Let that sink in for a second. His track record as a manager, a hands-on leader, actually outperformed his legendary stock picking. That one fact changes the whole story, doesn't it? So how on earth did he do it?
Well, the journey began way before Berkshire Hathaway was this giant company we know today. Picture this, a shy 20-year-old Warren Buffett, totally terrified of public speaking. His life completely changed course when he took a Dale Carnegie course. And get this, he calls that experience the single most transformative event of his life, even more important than his college diploma. Why? Because it didn't just teach him how to talk in front of people, it taught him how to connect with them and, crucially, how to inspire them.
So where does his whole philosophy even begin? It starts with a rule that's so simple it's profound. For Buffett, the management game is basically won or lost before you even step onto the field. It's decided before you hire a single person. It all comes down to choosing the right business to be in right from the very start.
He's always on the hunt for what he calls super companies, businesses with a durable competitive advantage. And he's found that they almost always fit into one of these three buckets. Either they sell a unique product that people know and trust, like Coca-Cola, or they offer an essential service that's super hard to replace, think Moody's. Or they're the undisputed low-cost king, like a Walmart or a Costco. These are the kinds of businesses that, in a way, practically run themselves.
And the cool thing is, you can spot these businesses with three pretty quick tests. First, just look at their per-share earnings over the last decade. Is it a nice, steady, upward climb? That's a good sign. Second, check out their debt. The really great companies, they don't need to borrow a ton of money. And third, what's their gross margin? When you see a company with a powerful advantage, like Coke with a 60% margin, or Moody's at 73%, that's a huge tell.
Okay, so let's say you've picked the right business. What's next? Well, now it's all about finding the right people to run it. And this, to me, is where Buffett's philosophy really shines. His approach? He delegates authority almost to the point of just walking away. But here's the catch. That level of trust only works if you pick managers who operate on what he calls an inner scorecard.
He insists on hiring for just these three qualities: integrity, intelligence, and passion. And you've probably heard his famous line about this. Without the first one, integrity, the other two will kill you. I mean, think about that. You can have the smartest, most passionate person in the world, but if you can't trust them, you've got a massive problem on your hands.
He's always looking for what he calls victors. These are the folks with an internal compass. When things go right, they know they played a part. And when things go wrong, they take accountability and they learn from it. They're the complete opposite of victims. The people who are always blaming the market, the competition, bad luck, anyone but themselves. Buffett wants leaders who own their results, period.
And that third piece, passion, it's not just about enjoying your job. He's looking for a deep, almost obsessive passion for the business itself. Not for the money, not for the status, but for the actual work. He wants managers who are thinking about the business day and night simply because they genuinely love it.
So, you've got the right business, and you've got the right people. Now what? For Buffett, his core job becomes motivation. It's all about helping his managers reach their absolute full potential. And he does this using simple, powerful techniques he picked up straight from Dale Carnegie. He was heavily influenced by the early industrialist Charles Schwab, who believed that the key to great management wasn't criticism or pressure. It was appreciation and encouragement. Buffett really took this idea to heart. And this right here brilliantly illustrates his core management style. It's all about positive reinforcement. He avoids criticism because he knows it just makes people defensive and resentful. So instead, he asks questions. He gives people a great reputation to live up to, and when he messes up, he's the very first person to admit it. I mean, there's this incredible story about David Sokol, a top manager who lost the company $360 million on a failed project. Sokol was expecting to be fired on the spot, but instead, Buffett just acknowledged the mistake, mentioned some of his own even bigger blunders, and told him to learn from it. That simple act of empathy, it earned him Sokol's fierce and unwavering loyalty for years.
Finally, Buffett's management wisdom is also about what not to do. He's built a whole set of rules based on decades of experience, all to help his managers avoid those critical, company-killing mistakes.
And these are some of his core principles. He's really wary of debt, because leverage can turn a small problem into a total disaster. He knows that even good ideas, if you don't keep an eye on them, can spin out of control. He surrounds himself with people like Charlie Munger who are not afraid to say no. And he believes the best ideas are often the ones you steal from other people who have already proven that they work.
So after looking at how Buffett manages this multi-billion-dollar empire, his final piece of wisdom is incredibly personal. It brings the focus right back to you. Buffett argues that in a world full of uncertainty and challenges like inflation, the single greatest asset you will ever control is your own ability to earn. It's not a stock, it's not real estate, it's not gold, it's you.
So what's the ultimate takeaway from Buffett's playbook? The single best thing you can do for your future is to invest in your own skills, your own knowledge, and your own abilities. Because the greatest investment you will ever make is the one you make in yourself. The only question left is, what are you investing in today?